Hello, welcome to the Heart's Frontier. I'm Kate Graham. If this is the first time that you're joining us, then welcome. I do a lot of different readings here, tarot, pick a card, oracle, mostly oracle, and do collective energy readings, and I do channeled messages. I love doing little love readings as well and meeting with clients for that. And the main thing I do is actually empath energetics. So it's not something that I've talked too much about here on YouTube, and I'm going to start talking more about it. It took me a little while to decide that I wanted to be a public voice in this space because the word empath can be overutilized and can be used in some conditions that really keep people stuck and in a narrative that I totally don't want to support. And, anything in the spiritual realm can be a bit of a matrix of its own. And I wanted to be very decisive about how I felt about different topics before I decided to go public, as it were. So this video is really just to tell you a little bit more about empath energetics and the program itself, why it was developed or how it looks now, and how you can get involved as well. So empath energetics started out actually as a 3-month process, and right now it's a 4-month process. So this is a 4-month program as of the time of this recording. It's a 4-month program. The first round was about 3 months, and we didn't really get enough time for the last phase, which was creating your heroic legacy. So I developed that more after round 1, and it was because I really felt like, to explain the phases, first phase is understanding energy. So we understand more about energy, how it works, how we work. We learn a few intuitive development tools right away so that we're actually implementing them, tuning into our own energy, and course correcting our energies as the week goes on. And then we also do pendulum work. We talk about the chakras in that time, in that first phase. And we also touch on a little bit of CBT and psychology techniques and, I guess, teachings as well. So there's a lot that goes on in that first month, which is really just to open the mind and start understanding what are we here for. And the group gets acquainted at that time. It is a group program, but very much an individual journey. So I think you'd probably find most of the people who go through Empath Energetics program to really consider it an individual process and not a group process. But the way it's actually done is most of the time in a group format. So it's very interesting that way. Part of the reason I designed it to be that way is because it's all well and good to work with an empath one-on-one, but when you see it in other people, sometimes you see it a little bit more clearly. It's easier for you to step out of your own stories or, tendencies because you see how it operates in someone else. At the same time, it's kind of in the moment training for me to make sure that people aren't just trying to step in and, heal everyone else, because I just have faith that everyone can do their own healing and it's much safer of a perspective. And so I'd like to role model that and help people through that, help people discern what's, intuition and what's helping and what's overstepping and, codependency or stepping outside of your own healing journey, right? So that is actually why I designed it that way. And then we also do one-on-one per month together. So I do like really getting focused on each person's individual path. Everyone who joins Empath Energetics has a different journey and a different path. And at the same time, there's a lot of linkages and there's a lot of things that people will say, oh, that's exactly what's going on with me. So we learn a lot through watching how other people go through this program. And that's why we do it both in this mixed group and one-on-one format. So there's 4 phases, like I was saying. Phase 1 is that understanding energy and getting connected with each other. Phase 2 is shadow work and triggers. So things that trigger us emotionally, energetically, spiritually, even on a soul level, things that are bothering us and things that we're sensitive to are things that we really need to take a look at. And they're signals. And how do we read these signals? How do we tune to them? And how do we soften the blow of so many things coming in and interrupting us, right? And then our shadow self, I actually give each person an oracle reading for their shadow archetype. And then we even do a shadow work show and tell where we talk about these shadow selves, how they interact with us, how they wreak havoc, and how they also support us. And then month 3 or phase 3, we go through light archetypes. So very similar to shadow, except we're not dealing with triggers anymore. We're dealing with psychic and intuitive skill building. and we're dealing with our light selves. And I will often tell people the light is sometimes more challenging than the shadow, because facing the shadow requires you just to look at it, and the light requires you to expose even deeper shadows, the things you didn't even see that were holding you back from being your full, brightest, lightest essence of self. Both are important. You got to deal with your triggers, and then you got to find your light. And so that is really a focused finding your light. It's specific, it's individualized to the person. It's not, some vague, oh, be happy and everything will work out fine. Really, really, I'm direct about what that person's path and destiny and what's coming forward for them, and really support people in both the individual and when we're in groups. Because a lot of the time in a group situation, what I'll end up doing is we do a hot seat. So I just go doop, 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 almost like laser coaching is what they would call it, but I wouldn't consider it coaching. So you might have a different definition. You might find it similar to coaching, but I just thought I'd make that clear, that we're doing intuitive and spirit-based work. And actually, I'm guiding you back to yourself a lot of the time through this program. Another reason that I started this program is because I really didn't want people to be dependent on me and dependent on my healing work in order to get them through when they have challenges that come up in their life. I really wanted to support my clients feeling like they can deal with their own life, and that, maybe they can check in for some guidance now and again. Maybe as stuff gets, challenging as time goes on, they'll come in and do an upgrade, and do a little shift or that sort of thing. But ultimately, I want people to leave this program feeling as though they've got tools, they've got practical knowledge, they've got, course corrected back to themselves, back to fuller energy, and they know what they want to do with this energy now that they have it. So it's not going to get wasted anywhere, And so I really do pack all that into 4 months. So that 4th month is creating your heroic legacy. And this is really about this lasting impact that you want to have. And as well, I would say the lasting impact of the healing work that we've done in those 3 months. How are you going to install this and make sure you integrate into your life and that this actually continues to happen? How are you going to make sure this vibration stays raised now that you've done all this awesome, action to put it back where it needs to be? And creating your heroic legacy, I actually have a workbook to help define and help guide you through that. And we do talk archetypes a little bit in this section, and we also talk destiny and dreams. And we talk about a lot of those big things because another thing, really, after 3 months of working with each other, we get to know each other, we get familiar with each other's stalling blocks. And as we join into the Empath grad circle after the fact, as you would have the option to do after taking Empath energetics, you can support people manifesting that life and actually doing it. And I keep that Empath grad circle pretty reasonable. Price-wise, I just like having a spot for people to show up and to continue the work that they have done in that 4-month process. And all of the Empath people get access to my extended energy readings and a huge course bank of lots of different things that relate to all these different phases that I've lined out. So there is really so much really support when it comes to this 4-month program. And you can check out, I've posted on my Instagram feed and on this YouTube, I've posted different testimonial videos. You can see the program intro, sales page, I guess the curriculum. You can see that all on under the links below. And if you are interested in empath energetics, I would love to talk to you about it. There are so many different concepts that get woven in. There, some things that I didn't mention: neuroplasticity, aromatherapy. I teach yoga concepts. We talk dream interpretation. We talk career paths and destiny. We talk life path. We talk emotions a lot. I don't even know if I really mentioned that, but emotional frequencies and energetic frequencies we deal with a lot. We talk about energy principles, CBT, psychology. I will weave in various different concepts within shamanic work as it relates to the empaths and what they're going through. And we talk about managing yourself as well. So there are probably more things that I'm forgetting, but it's such a robust program. I'm so proud of it. I'm so pleased with all of the Empath energetics members who have gone through this program fully and seen the transformation that they've had. Again, the early bird pricing is until August 22nd, 2022. So you can get it at the current price, which is $222 a month for until that time. we're going to start in September all together as a cohort, the next round, which is Empath's round 4. This will be the last one that I do for a little bit. I'm just not sure when the next one will be after that, because I am planning a big move in the new year. So more on that later, but for now, if you're interested in empath energetics and you just want to connect with me over a 15-minute phone call, video call, you can sign up down below. If you are sure that you're in it, then, I encourage you to go sign up. And if you're having some reserves, feel free to book that link as well. I'm also happy to work with you in any other capacity. I will let you know, empath energetics folks do end up getting discounts to services. So if it's something you're thinking of, let me know and maybe we can figure out a package for getting any other work in before we start. But I think that's it for now. So let me know if you have any questions. Pendulum work is definitely a big part of the beginning, but not necessarily all the way through empaths. And it really is just such a beautiful, profound process. I'm so blessed that it came through me. I don't often feel like I created it, but clearly I did. I'm here, the channel, that it came through, and let it help as many more people as we can. I'm really excited to share this with another new group of people. So stay tuned in the coming weeks. If you're interested, there will be more info about all of this coming up. Okay, take care, everyone, and we will chat soon.